Hello from Red Lodge, Montana. And we're here because one of my hosts back in Portland, Maine, he has family here, and he actually suggested that we do our dinner here. And we got in touch with our friends, and they've been hosting us, and now we're here hiking in the Beartooth Mountains. So this is called the Indian paintbrush, which is the Montana state flower. So pretty. So you guys can also help out with this project by connecting us with other people that you know in other states that would be happy to host us and happy to take us around and show how beautiful their city is. Actually, if you look behind me, there's still snow. And a lot of the Red Lodge residents where we're staying at said that they were actually skiing in July. We're on our way to Yellowstone National Park, and Yellowstone is actually shared between Montana and Wyoming. So one of my favorite cartoons before when I was growing up was Yogi Bear, and it was created by Hanna-Barbera, and it was actually based on Yellowstone. So instead of Jellystone, Yellowstone. So what's up? Hey boo boo. And we're going to be off to find some hot springs because of the geysers. And there's a place where the geysers meet the river, and it kind of becomes the hot springs in Yellowstone. We're here at Old Faithful, and it's supposed to be the oldest geyser here in America. And I've only read about this before in encyclopedias back in the Philippines. So it's so surreal to actually see it firsthand and to be here right now in Yellowstone National Park. Hi, we're at the Double A Ranch. And we're here because we're sourcing out some lamb for the dinner on Sunday.
This is operated by my mom, Annabelle Lombard. She has an operation here right now with the current stock of lambs from last year. She has about 300, and they're mostly used for homegrown meat here in Montana, local buyers. And then she does a lot of wool processing as well, shearing the older ewes and rams. And right now it's been a pretty good summer, a lot of rain, so the grass is green and the sheep are happy.
We're here at Cafe Regis, where we'll be hosting the Salo dinner here in Montana. And this is Martha Young, the owner of Cafe Regis.
We really like the historic nature of this building. This building was built in 1941. This used to be one of the main streets of Red Lodge. There was the Sunrise Mine and the Sunset Mine, and those were two coal mines that the town was basically built on. So the Regis has had a different grocery store building here, and then they moved it in 1941, they moved it back and they built this building. So it's kind of got that Art Deco. We added chickens. In the year 2000, my friend Jane Ferguson wanted to open a restaurant. Her husband and a bunch of friends decided to buy this building because they were afraid that it was going to be turned into a parking lot for the school. 2005, Jane drowned in a canoeing accident. When we came up with the menu, our goal was to make a menu that everybody could be happy eating at. And whether you're grandma or a 4-year-old or whoever, you're most happy eating here. Since this place started out as a grocery, we had a few grocery shelves left over. And these wooden shelves are actually the ones that are original to this site. They were built for this building. Landscaping has really matured. We've got, our gardens are going really well. We've got 2 unheated, unlit greenhouses. This is a bean teepee. It'll grow up and have beans on it, and then little kids can sit in there and eat beans. These are our antique trees. They are lunchbox crab apples. So the miners on their way to work would come by and get these great big, they get really big crab apples for their lunches back in the 30s and 40s. We also put solar panels up. Our third major saving device is a free air system. We were the first in the West to get one. But we also do recycling, composting, and conservation. That's Cheryl, she's the gardener. There's Loida. Loida's from the Philippines. These are baskets that Loida and her mom made out of newspapers. There are more restaurants per capita than any other town in Montana. But you are at the best one right now. If it wasn't, I would change something to make sure it was.
So one of the goals of this project is to be able to raise funds for ARC, which is Advancement for Rural Kids. It's an organization that build schools in impoverished areas that were affected by Typhoon Haiyan in the Philippines, specifically in Capiz, in Panay, which is part of the island where I grew up in. And so what they do is they have a farming and feeding program. And one of our goals is to raise money to build a school that can self-sustain itself for 3 years, that teaches kids to grow their own produce and be able to live off from that versus like buying imported stuff. So also each dinner feeds 15 kids lunches for the entire school year. So eat good and do good. Hi, we're in the Billings Farmers Market here in Montana, which is an hour away from Red Lodge. So I want to talk to you about my menu for Red Lodge Salo. So we're going to have ginataang vegetables, which are the local vegetables like potty pan squash, zucchinis, purple cauliflower, and then we're going to have calderetang bison because they have a lot of bison meat here. And I'm also going to serve bistek, which is like a Filipino version of beef steak, but I'm going to use bison instead. And then we're going to have bola-bolang lamb, which are pretty much like meatballs. But that's why they're called bola-bola, because they look like little balls. And then we're going to have, for dessert, maja blanca, because they have a lot of sweet corn in season right now. So that's what's going to be on our menu. So I'm not doing this 50 states, 50 feasts, 50 weeks alone. I'm actually doing it with Feastly, which is an online web-based platform that connects chefs with diners. So go check them out at www.eatfeastly.com and find out where the rest of my 50 states are going to be at eatfeastly.com/Salo. We're on top of the world, literally. This place is called the top of the world here before we reach Yellowstone National Park. So come follow me in all my 50 state adventures at www.thesaloproject.com or facebook.com/Salo series or Instagram and Twitter @Salo series. Come! Seattle, you're next.